Coming up on Bear News, Greeley is expanding in many surprising ways. We will tell you what ways our city is growing.
Halloween ghosts are long gone, but what about the spirits of UNC's residence halls? You might get the goosebumps when you hear about Webb King Hall.
Coming up in sports, UNC women's tennis sets up a nice start to their season.
A chance for a warm-up next week. Stay tuned to find out if the snow will melt.
So to Bear News, don't go anywhere. Despite a downturn in oil and gas, Greeley just keeps on growing. The obvious question is why? Greeley's population reached an all-time high this year, surpassing 100,000 people. That makes Greeley a thriving market for business and real estate. The Denver Business Journal ranks Greeley's growing economy third behind Aurora and Denver. That means a rental vacancy rate will be well below both the national and Colorado average. Its downtown growth is apparent with WeldWorks Brewing moving and the old Kia Cart lot on 8th Avenue. Further development is in the works as a hotel and convention center are still in the planning stages. If it comes to pass, it's a joint development between the city and private investors. And likewise, Greeley residents continue to see development around towns with the construction of approximately 1,000 homes and apartments. Whether 2016 brings as much development as last year remains to be seen. Local officials are cautiously optimistic that the growth will remain steady, if not quite as rapid as last year.
Do you want free money? What college student doesn't want free money to cover college expenses? The UNC Universal Scholarship application is now open through March 1st for newly admitted and continuing undergraduate students. To access the application, log onto your URSA account, and under the Financial tab there is a link to the application. The application takes less than 5 minutes and matches you to possible scholarships. With the click of a mouse, your application is ready to be reviewed. Well, if it was that easy to get money in the real world, we would all be millionaires.
Snow earlier this week, sunshine later this week. How are the chances looking for warm weather coming up, John?
The chances are looking great, Michaela. Today was a pretty chilly day. We had our temperature sitting just about 26 degrees with a pretty breezy 7-mile-per-hour wind coming from the northwest. But tonight we could see those some clouds roll in and the wind start to pick up, so we won't see too low of a nighttime low, only sitting about 14 degrees right now. But looking at the snowfall totals, we had tons of snow here in Greeley. We had over 9 inches here in Greeley. Looking over to Fort Collins, they had even more there, closer to 12 to 15. But most of the high amounts will be up here in the mountains where the ski resorts are in Estes Park due to the elevation. But right now we're going to be looking at the road closures in the state. Lots of closures that we're looking at. 76 was closed and other major highways. It's probably why everyone got a snow day. But I'll have your full forecast for you in just a moment.
UNC's Got Talent is right around the corner, so don't forget to mark your calendar for a night full of fun. If you plan to audition, too bad, you lost your chance. The University Program Council hosted auditions over the past 2 weeks to see who would make the cut. A UPC member judged contestants on their creativity, voice, and stage presence. About 20 UNC students tried out, but only 12 students will be in the final talent show. The Bears showed off their talents, including singing, dancing, and magic, among many others. UNC's Got Talent comes up on February 18th at 8 p.m. at the campus Recreation Center gym. There's prize money as well as the crown of UNC's most talented student. Make sure to tell your friends and come out to support the Bears. We'll keep you updated on everything as the date approaches.
Coming up next, after the break, are you a classic rock and roll fan? We will give you a deeper look into a late rocker's historic life.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get
Come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Visits from spirits, things that go bump in the night, rumors and stories abound that the UNC campus is haunted. But is it really? Bear News reporter Dario Broto brings us the ghostly scoop.
Several websites place the UNC as one of the most haunted campuses in the whole United States. Many of the halls in this university have their own ghost stories, but the most famous takes place here, in Webkin Hall. According to the legends, the hall is haunted by Edith, a very strict house mother that hanged herself in the attic.
So the girls absolutely hated Edith, the girls who lived here, and so they would throw marbles at her. Now this part I don't know if it's quite true, but that's part of the story. Everything else up to that is true, like Edith was one of the first house mothers and all this stuff, but the girls would throw marbles at her. And so all they would do all day would pick on Edith, scream at Edith, all this stuff, because her rules are super strict.
Residents in this hall say that they can hear the sound of marbles rolling around the floor, but that's impossible if we take into account that the entire hall is carpeted.
So I was downstairs doing my laundry, and I was only using one dryer. So I took all of my clothes, put it in the dryer, closed the door, start it. As I started my one dryer, all of the other dryers turned on at the exact same time. I was terrified. I ran out of the room and I was like, ah!
Reporting from Webkin Hall, Dario Broto, Bear News.
Well, now, that might make some people have second thoughts about moving into Webking Hall. Thanks, Dario.
January is no more, but it had a major impact in classic rock and roll. On January 18th, Eagles co-founder Glenn Frey passed away at the age of 67 from complications of rheumatoid arthritis, acute ulcerative colitis, and pneumonia. Bear News reporter Andrew Stegler takes a deeper look into Frey's life and the effects he had on Southern California's 1970s rock scene.
Following his impact on Detroit, Glenn moved to Los Angeles, California, where he would meet future longtime friend and musician Don Henley. Frey, Henley, Randy Meisner, and Bernie Leadon came together and formed the legendary rock band The Eagles in 1971. Although the core members of The Eagles eventually came and went, replacing guitarist Bernie Leadon with Joe Walsh, adding guitarist Don Felder, and replacing bassist and high vocalist Randy Meisner with Timothy B. Schmidt in The Eagles' final years, they still managed their stardom throughout the 70s and still continue their legacy today. In the span of nearly a decade, Frey and Henley formed a songwriting duo and grasped Southern California's laid-back country-fused rock genre as their own and never let it go. Before meeting Henley and forming the Eagles, and in addition to Bob Seger, Jackson Browne and John David Souther mentored Frey and heavily influenced his music career. Fellow Michigan native Souther met Frey when he moved to Los Angeles, and the two became roommates and eventually started collaborating on music together. Souther is credited with co-writing such Eagles hits as Best of My Love, Heartache Tonight, New Kid in Town, and others. During Frey and Souther's roommate days, Jackson Browne moved into the basement below the two and helped Glenn understand the thought process of writing music. Together, Frey and Jackson co-wrote by far one of the most influential songs of the 70s, Take It Easy. With Glenn finishing the song's second verse, It's a Girl, My Lord, in a flatbed Ford slowing down to take a look at me, and then eventually finishing the rest of the song.
Glenn Frey will always be remembered as a staple of 1970s Southern California rock and roll, and although many mourn his passing, we can all remember to carry on his name by taking it easy.
This next story has some grooves and moves. I caught someone at the University Center giving students a little more with their lunch than expected.
Dancer Richard Camp doesn't treat his viewers to ballet or tap, but something a bit more unique.
The style of dance that I do is primarily hip-hop, but I also like to add in the very expansive movements of modern dance.
Richard says being outside adds a lot to his movement.
I'm a natural performer. I'm very kind of dramatic, and I love to interact with people as they move by. So I like to think of it as I'm dancing, I'm very much so interacting with my environment no matter where I am.
His athletic background influences his newfound passion for dance.
From 6 to 13, I actually competed nationally in Taekwondo. So it's a lot of kicking and punching, which means it's a lot of fast twitch muscles moving. I'm also a yoga teacher, so that helps me with muscle control and just body awareness and integrate all of those things. I started dancing seriously literally 3 weeks ago. It's just something that comes into my body when I listen to the music. All of that feeling's got to go somewhere, so it goes into my limbs in the form of dance.
Reporting from the University Center, I'm Michaela Lander, Bear News.
He definitely has way better dance moves than me. You might be able to catch him dancing again at the UC once the weather warms up.
Experience all that snow that even gave us a snow day this week, but when will it melt away?
Coming up after the break, John has your full weather forecast.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
So taking a look outside right now, we still have some lingering clouds from all of the precipitation we saw over the few days, but hopefully those will move out in the next couple days here. Taking a look at what's going on around the country, they're saying some more snow for maybe the western slopes and up into North Dakota and the Northwest, but we could see a big nor'easter hit the East Coast over here, and maybe they'll get a dump on snow over there. Taking a look outside of the temperatures, we have Omaha sitting at 55, so pretty cool temperatures all over the north central right now. Greeley, we had 66. Taking a look right now at the high for today was 26 and the low was 14. Our average is 40, which is significantly higher than what is outside right now. And our record is 64. Man, wouldn't that be great for today to see that? Our sunrise and sunset are still at about normal time, sitting about 5 and 7 o'clock. Taking a look right now at the 5-day forecast, we have some clouds for Friday and Saturday, but looking on to Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, clear skies, and hopefully the temperatures are going to warm up a little bit and melt some of that snow. Back to Steven for sports.
Men's basketball fights their way to the buzzer versus North Dakota. Full highlights after the break.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
When you're entertaining guests, you're supposed to be nice to them. Someone forgot to tell the UNC men's basketball team about that as the team clawed its way to victory over the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota at the Bank of Colorado Arena on Saturday. The Barrows held off the hot shooting Hawks for a thrilling second-half comeback. UNC took advantage of North Dakota's sloppy play by scoring 19 points off of turnovers. This back-and-forth game had 7 lead changes, which kept Bank of Colorado Arena rocking from start to finish. Standout freshman Jordan Davis had one of his best games of the season, scoring 17 points in just 24 minutes of play. This is just the latest in a 4-game winning streak against Big Sky Conference opponents. The Bears look for revenge against powerhouse Weber State on Thursday night at Bank of Colorado Arena. Game time's at 7 p.m. They're hot at home, but the UNC women's basketball team struggled to pick up a win on the road. The Bears took on the North Dakota Fighting Hawks Saturday and just couldn't capitalize on a buzzer-beating three-pointer to send the game into overtime. UNC went into the weekend with 2 home wins and wanted to continue the winning streak on the road. Savannah Smith was the MVP of the game. She had 15 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. The Bears got off to a slow start, but closed in on the Fighting Hawks as the game progressed. By the end of the fourth, the Bears were within 5 points of North Dakota. Okay, 1.8 seconds left now. Courtney Zadina missed a game-tying layup and gave the Fighting Hawks a chance to hold on to the lead. But North Dakota missed 1 of 2 free throws, and the Bears had another opportunity to tie the game. But no, the Bears couldn't capitalize and lost the game 54-51. The Bears continue their road trip this week, taking on Weber State tonight. The honors keep coming for a former UNC women's basketball player, even after her history-making college career. The Sportswoman of Colorado named former player DeShera Strange a 2016 Sportswoman of Colorado Award winner last Tuesday. The awards honors her accomplishments during the 2014-2015 season. Strange helped lead the team to the 3rd round of the WNIT in 2015 after a program record 22 wins. By the end of the season, she made her mark as UNC's leader in points, rebounds, field goals made, and steals. And she's also the first player in UNC history to score 1,000 points and grab 1,000 rebounds. Strange joins 45 other female athletes and contributors to women's athletics recognized by the Sportswoman of Colorado. The awards banquet was Sunday, March 13th at the Denver Marriott Tech Center. Women's tennis hit the courts this weekend to slap the fuzz against CSU Pueblo. The Bears got the best of the Thunderwolves at Workout West in the spring season opener. Doubles dominated, dropping only 4 games and 3 straight set winners. Beth Coton and Remy Imler bagel CSU Pueblo's #1 double squad to start the day. In the singles draw, Beth Coton stole the show by dominating her opponent Mariana Asami 6-1, 6-1. The Bears swept the Thunderwolves in an easy 7-0 win to start the spring season off right. They hope to carry that momentum into Sunday against another in-state rival, Metro State. The simple answer is yes. The Bears got out their brooms for a second time this weekend by sweeping the Metro State Roadrunners. Marissa Baca and Anna Battersby had a strong showing at #3 doubles, dominating 6-1 over the Roadrunners. In singles, Hillary Walters-West won a gritty 3-set comeback 4-6, 6-2, 6-2 over Casey Love. Marissa Baca's performance in her previous doubles match carried over to a 6-0, 6-0 victory over Metro State's Caitlin Miller. All in all, a great way to start the spring season for the Bears over the weekend. The men attempted to do the same thing on the road in the Springs. A rough start to the 2016 spring season for the men's tennis team versus UC Davis and Abilene Christian. Friday afternoon versus UC Davis didn't go as planned, as the Bears fell 6-1 to the Aggies. The only win came from the #2 singles, with senior Eric Schuermans upsetting nationally ranked Alec Adamson in 3 tight sets. The Bears look to turn things around the next day versus Abilene Christian. The Wildcats swept the Bears 7-0 and knocked the Bears to 0-2 on the season. Up next for the Bears is a trip to Grand Forks to face the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota Super Bowl Sunday. A wave of wins leads to a happy women's swim and dive squad. Both Nebraska Kearney and Colorado State Pueblo fell victim to the Bears this weekend. The Bears defeated the 2 teams 180-59 and 185-52 while earning top honors in all 13 events. In the 200-yard free, Carly O'Connell finished with an outstanding time of 2 minutes. Head coach Kelly McClanahan was impressed with the team's weekend efforts, but stressed the importance of their meet Wednesday versus Colorado State. This is the last home meet for the Bears, and they'll honor 5 girls for their accomplishments with the team. UNC hockey returns to snowy Colorado, still looking for its first win. The Bears played their first away game against Arizona State last Friday. It was a tale of 2 stories in the first 2 periods of the game. The first period was all Bears, but the second was all Sun Devils. The third period went back and forth. UNC scored twice, but then surrendered 4 goals to give ASU the 5-3 victory. On Saturday, UNC headed north to Flagstaff to play 2 games against Northern Arizona. The first game looked promising for the Bears as the first period ended in a tie, and the Bears led after the second period. But hockey games have 3 periods, and UNC lost the lead and ended up playing to a tie. The last game of the road trip saw UNC drop a tough game against the Lumberjacks. UNC was plagued by penalties and head home empty-handed. Next, the Bears play at home against Northern Arizona tonight at 8:15. A great career at UNC leads one women's soccer player to the National Women's Soccer League. Former Bear Adrian Jordan became the first Bear drafted into the NWSL. Jordan joins the Chicago Red Stars after they took her in the 4th round. Jordan is one of 40 players drafted and one of 7 by the Red Stars. Congratulations to Adrian Jordan, and we wish her the best of luck in her pro career. With the Super Bowl set for this weekend, most of Colorado is united in orange. Reporter Jacqueline Polizzi gives us the scoop on this weekend's game.
With Super Bowl 50 right around the corner, we decided to look at some interesting facts about this year's Super Bowl. Can you catch what they are? The game will take place at Levi Stadium in California. Going into the game, the Carolina Panthers are 15-1.
Just an excellent throw by Cam Newton.
The Broncos are 12-4. Gary Kubiak is the second coach in NFL history to take his team to the Super Bowl in his first year as being head coach. Ron Rivera is attempting to become the second Hispanic coach to win the Super Bowl. There's a 13-year and 48-day age difference between the quarterbacks this year.
Maybe inside the stadium when Carolina and Denver kick off.
This is first time in NFL history that both quarterbacks were picked first in the NFL draft. If the Broncos win the game on Sunday, Peyton Manning will go down in history as being the oldest quarterback to win the Super Bowl. The Carolina Panthers and Broncos have only faced each other one other time prior to this year's Super Bowl. Reporting live from Bank of Colorado Arena, I'm Jacqueline Polizzi, Bear News.
Make sure you tune into the game not only to see who wins, but also for the funny commercials we all talk about for a week after. The commercials are almost as fun as the game itself.
Thanks, Steven. Coming up after the break, find out all the awesome amenities the UNC Rec Center has to offer.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Spring break is around the corner, and sometimes you might need a little help keeping off that extra helping of sweet potatoes from Mom. Bear News reporters Stephen Rice and Keaton Monier tell us about a great spot to start right here on campus.
Located on West Campus, right next to Harrison Hall, is the UNC Rec Center. Make sure to bring your student ID for free access to all the Rec Center's amenities. The amenities include the rock climbing wall, which has 8 belay stations and routes designed for beginners to advanced ability levels. Also available to students is the Butler Hancock Pool, which has a 25-yard, 6-lane lap swimming pool with a diving well. To see open swimming hours, make sure to check out the aquatics page on the campus rec website. Building Supervisor Laurel Rafferty also says the other cool options the rec center has.
We have intramural sports, all different types of sports, and we offer over 20 different club sports as well.
Some of the sports offered include basketball and badminton, but maybe for some the most important amenity is weightlifting and the track, which is the reason student Courtney Knotts comes to the rec center.
Definitely, I want to gain some muscle, I want to definitely stay in shape, hopefully one day run some sort of half marathon.
The rec center offers personal trainers and on-hand staff to assist in goals such as Courtney's. If you want to learn more about the rec center, go to www.unco.edu/campusrec. From the rec center, Bear News 98 signing off.
That's where I'll be after the weekend ends. You know, the treadmill, the weights. Yep, lots of working out ahead.
Me too, especially after this weekend's big game. And that's our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Bear News 98. Be sure to like us.
Have a great week.